quarterback went 42 of 58, both tying career highs, to go along with 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception that went off CeeDee Lamb's hands. So, Shannon, give Dak a letter grade.
Skip, I gave him a B minus.
B minus?
Yeah, I gave him a B minus. Skip, he looked a lot better than I thought he would. Although I still don't believe that shoulder is 100% because I heard them say, Al Michaels said Dak Prescott is going to get an MRI every 2 weeks to make sure. Now, you tell me who gets something every 2 weeks if everything's okay. You tell me the doctor that orders a CAT scan. Say, I want you to get a CAT scan every 2 weeks. I want you to get an X-ray every 2 weeks. I want you to get an MRI every 2 weeks. If everything's okay, that was my first sign. Skip, when I look at this, he threw 58 times. 403 yards, average under 7 yards per attempt. If he keeps that up, that would be 23rd. Guess who that would have been tied with last year? Mitchell Trubisky and Gardner Minshew. 45 of his 58 passes were less than 10 yards down the field. 35 of his completions were less 10 yards or less. He only completed 3 passes of 15 yards or more, which was tied for the second lowest last season. So that tells you, what was he doing, Skip? Dinking and what? Digging and dacking, and you know what was happening. This is why I gave him the B minus, Skip. Red zone. Because you told me last year when Aaron Rodgers got down there, he didn't get the ball in there. Tom Brady got into the red zone, he finished it off. And that was the difference in this ball game. When Tom Brady got that, Tom Brady was 3 of 5 in the red zone. Dak Prescott was 1 of 4. You cash another one of those in, Skip, we might be having a different conversation. And maybe instead of you being happy talking about a moral victory, you might have had an actual victory. But because he did not get the ball into the end zone, it's his responsibility. That's what you told me. See, it's on the quarterback. It's on the quarterback. Mahomes, Rodgers, all these guys don't get it in. It's on them because Thomas, Edric, Patrick, Medic gets it in the end zone. So that's why I get... Hey, Skip, Amari's still their best receiver. He's still their best.
For a little while. For a little while.
Maybe you talk about a little while. You mean maybe the next year? CeeDee Lamb's gonna come.
Next game or two.
Amari's where it at, Skip. But I gave him a B minus. He did look good, better than I thought, but I'm still not convinced. I'm still not 100% that shoulder is 100.
What you just heard from my man Shannon Sharp was wishful thinking.
What?
My man Shannon Sharp is hoping against hope that something does go a little bit awry with Dak's shoulder, that he does have some irritation, inflammation problem with it.
Let me ask you a question. Having covered the league 40 years, you covered the Cowboys, you covered the 49ers. How many times did you hear of a player getting an MRI every 2 weeks?
I've never heard of this injury for a quarterback. So it's a brand new world. It's a new technology world in which they are utilizing the technology at their fingertips because for those who don't know, MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, that it's a soft tissue 3D view where you can actually see how the muscle is holding up. You can look at it all the way around.
You can see tears, you can see inflammation, yes.
So they are trying to monitor its progress or regress.
Right.
Just to make sure, because they've not dealt with this before. It is a quote-unquote baseball pitcher's injury, which is why they sought the counsel back when it first happened of the Texas Rangers staff and the New York Yankees staff. I don't get it. It's mysterious to me. I thought it was a season record for me, but I do not mind them monitoring because they have to. Did you see him flinch one time last night? Did you see him grimace at all last night after a throw? Did he ever trot to the sideline after a third down misfire, kind of shaking his arm like, I don't know if I got this? Did you ever see the trainers talking to him like, are you okay? You feeling a little discomfort? I saw none of the above. I saw no discomfort in ankle or arm last night. And in the end, I am giving my man Dakota Rain Prescott, and I'm going to spell that middle name R-E-I-G-N, Rain, as in rain over, right?
It didn't happen.
Yep. Dakota Rain Prescott, I give an A+.
You can't give him no A+. They lost.
A+ because the reason for the plus is, did you see what he said to Tom Brady as he walked off the field at the end of the game?
Did they Tom, you the GOAT?
No, he didn't say he was the GOAT. They exchanged pleasantries. They complimented each other.
Hold on, Tom.
They don't know each other. Tom, if he wins, he's I got it.
Okay.
He is a sore loser. He's the worst loser ever. Show me a good loser, I'll just show you a loser, right?
Okay.
So the point is that what I saw at the end of the game rocked me because Tom was like, blah, blah, blah. It's just, pleasantries.
Yeah, hey,
It's
good
just
game.
a good
Congratulations.
game.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, way to go. I'm great. Glad you bounced back from your surgery, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
And then as Tom starts to depart, Dak kind of leans back in and says, we'll see you again. We'll see you again. And it kind of stops Tom in his tracks for a second. He looks back over his shoulder like, oh, okay. I don't think he loved it, but it's like not the worst thing you can say because you're complimenting him like you're going to get there and we're going to get there because obviously we're talking about the Super Bowl out here in Los Angeles.
Well, he's talking about they're going to would have to go through one another in order to get there. Right.
No, I mean, yeah, right. But he's talking about the way down the road.
We'll see. Yeah. The playoffs.
We'll see you in the playoffs is exactly right. Well, that took some nerve from Dak. And by the way he's been talking and what I saw in episode 5 of Hard Knocks, I believe he believes that with all his heart and soul. I don't think it's phony baloney. I told you, any speech that needs to be made to my team should not come from the head coach or certainly the owner, general manager, or anyone but the quarterback.
Okay.
Because the quarterback is a natural-born leader. And I'm giving him A+ because I don't know what he did wrong last night. He's coming off career-threatening ankle surgery. He plays no football of any magnitude or meaning for 333 days.
Yes.
He's got an arm injury that restricts him from even camp drills. He plays 0 preseason games. I was out of my mind about that. At least let him throw a little bit in the final preseason game. And he gets thrown to the Wolves in Tampa. They can flat out get after you. And he's under fire all night. Only sacked once, but pressured 22 times to Brady's 8 times. And you want to talk about standing tall in the pocket? You want to talk about making pinpoint accurate throws under duress in the pocket where you have to slightly change your arm angle because people are flailing at you? Well, what did he do wrong? And Shannon, I never said he had a magnum arm. I never said he had a cannon or a rifle.
But he had more zip than what he showed last night.
Well, you saw it. You said his best throw of the night to CD that should have been caught over the middle. You don't think that had some mustard, some sauce on it?
Yeah, a little
Can we see that again just for the heck of it? I got to see it because it took my breath away. I said, Dak is back on that throw. This is a rifle shot. That ball's got some stuff on it. That ball should have been caught. And you want to talk about gut? That's a guts throw.
Hold on, Skip. You said the man hadn't, played in all this time. He 333 days. How much Dak making? Dak makes what? $75 million.
$75 million this year, including his bonus. Obviously.
So if I do that over 18 weeks, Dak makes about $4.3 million a week. I don't want to hear anything about he been out. I want you to deliver. Deliver.
But the facts are he was out.
The facts are you lost. The facts are you was 1 for 4 in the red zone. That's what you told me, Skip.
The facts are 42 of 58 for 403 against maybe the best pass rush in football.
Okay. So when I set it up, the columns, win, loss. Tell me the column that the Cowboys are in. The win or the L column?
There's another column that got created last night. It's called moral victory. Listen, if ever a game qualified as moral victory, that did for my team.
You can't get moral victories in pro sport.
What was your prediction? Like 40 to 14?
No, I had 31-17.
31-17, but you used the term blowout.
Yes.
You said it will be a blowout.
Had AB not dropped the fumbles that Skip. Skip. Now you know the Patriots. They don't really. I mean, the Patriots. I keep saying Patriots. The Bucks. The turnovers. Remember, Tom Brady was losing his mind early in training camp. He was like, guys, we got to be better. 11 penalties, 4 turnovers. You're supposed to lose that game. And guess what? It started the fourth quarter. They were down 2 points. The Cowboys went 3 and out. He threw the ball 3 times to Amari Cooper for 3 yards, 1 for 3 for 2 yards. Incomplete on 2nd and 3rd down. That was Dak. That was your guy. With an opportunity to go ahead and take the lead there, he went 3 and out.
It's the Buccaneers. It's the team that I predicted yesterday is going to win every game, including the Super Bowl.
You feel comfortable still with that?
Yes, I do. And we're going to talk about it in depth in just a minute. But 20-0 is incredibly achievable for that team. That could wind up being as tough a game as they're going to have all year. and they got punched right in the mouth, right out of the box by the Dallas Cowboys, because it was 7-0 on a Dak to CD where you're like, whoa.
I believe at the end of the day, I think the Rams defense will be better than the Bucs. I think Indy's defense will be better than the Bucs. They got some, there's some games in there that could cause them some problems. I'll give you credit. They played well, but the thing is, Skip.
Okay, question. What happened last year when New Orleans visited Tampa? Remember that game?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that AB plays defense. That was his first game there, but the defense was all there, all those same pieces. Todd Bowles was still coordinating, and Drew Brees ran them off their own field. Remember that? What happened when Sean McVay with Jared Goff visited Tampa?
376.
Yeah, and ran them off their own field.
Skip,
it's the same defense.
But that's what I'm telling you.
You have to bring it to a boil. It wasn't ready to boil.
But here's the thing. While your process of bringing it to a boil, there's a chance somebody gets you along the way before you get to boiling. Because you don't just put the pot on the stove and it starts boiling. It takes a while for it to get boiling.
Okay, and remember, I haven't even brought this up. My third best receiver, Michael Gallup, went out, say, maybe halfway through the game. He had an ankle turn. And I hope he's going to be okay for Chargers at Chargers in 10 days. But the point is, Dak is doing all that damage with 1/3 of his trio out. And early on, Michael Gallup was doing some damage. So my point to you is, what did Dak do wrong? He's up against the GOAT and that defense. They were flying at him.
You got to admit, that defense last night looked nothing like it did against.
What if it's because Dak made it look bad? What if it's because Amari and CD made it look bad?
Skip, but I told you, I said, I don't want to take anything away from them from the Super Bowl, but I believe the game. I'm not saying the Chiefs would have won. But Dak wasn't running like Patrick Mahomes was running. That defense didn't get off the Dak like it got after Aaron Rodgers.